Around the goalkeeper.
Ball comes in. It is a leveller.
And it's a goal! 2-1 Navy!
It's a goal,
John!
Hello and a very warm welcome to Havant and Waterlooville for the opening match of this year's Women's Inter-Service Football Championship between the Royal Navy and the defending champions, the Royal Air Force. As the players get ready to kick off this year's competition, we'll take a quick look back at the story of 2024.
Still the danger not cleared, and the RAF have it in the back of the net. Well, that was a really well taken goal. And here's a chance for a second for the Air Force. Oh, great goalkeeping again. Plays it square. It's a shot, and it's a second goal for the RAF. And it's a second goal for Lucy Farrow.
Jones back in there, and it will fall for Edwards. The flag's gone up. Edwards has put it in the back of the net. Jade Barrow around the goalkeeper and gives the Navy the lead. Who else? Who else but Jade Barrow against the Army for the Navy?
Oh, Pip Wilson from a massive distance.
The captain might be in trouble here, you know.
She could be. No one wants to see this card. It's a second yellow, and that means it's a red.
We'll check in with the hosts shortly, but for the RAF, a familiar face returns as they seek to continue their dominance. Flight Sergeant Michelle Perkins was in charge as the Royal Air Force beat the Army in the championships in 2020, but they were soon cancelled as COVID took hold and brought the world to a standstill. She's now back to finish the job she started 5 years ago.
I think we have to be professional. We've prepared well. We're organised. We try and leave no stone unturned, and so I think we should be confident, but without being arrogant.
I suppose because we are current holders and we've had it for a few years, we've got a target on our backs for the other two to, try and knock us off our perch. It's always pressure as well if you're, I suppose, favourites as well. So yeah, a lot of pressure. Yeah, it's 2 cup finals, so you don't want to lose your first game. A draw would be okay, but ideally you want to win then and put pressure on the other teams to get a win for their remaining games.
I mean, there is a little bit of unfinished business there with the COVID year. We beat the Army for the first time in 10 years and then didn't get to play the Navy. So from a personal perspective, there's definitely a little bit of unfinished business, but that's certainly not the perspective in terms of my mentality for this game.
Yeah, that COVID year, obviously, I think we would have won it that year, I'll say that. So yeah, I think it does give that extra, we're all going to galvanise, get together and do it for there.
Yeah, the team's looking strong. We've had a few additions, new players, but we've also lost a bit of experience through deployments and injury. However, the young girls that have come in to replace that has made me feeling very, very positive, to be honest.
So your opener will be in Havant again. Of course, last year, very good memories when there with Jade Barrow scoring that terrific goal. It's a ground you're familiar with. Do you think that's going to help at all?
Yeah, I mean, the girls have had a few games there now. Obviously, practice game last year, and then again this year, as well as obviously the Army game. It all them little percentages all adds up. They're comfortable around that area, and yeah, I'm positive going into this RAF game, definitely.
Of course, you missed last year's tournament because of injury. How happy are you to be back this year?
Yeah, really happy to be back. I hate missing football, especially such a key period of the year for inter-services. Yeah, it was hard watching from the sidelines last year, so great to be back and hopefully we can get a win.
Of course, the first fixture is against the RAF, who've had it all their own way the last 4 years. That's going to be a very important fixture for you in your campaign this year, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, absolutely. It's a massive game, as they both are, whether you're playing Army or the RAF, and depending on what order you play in, it doesn't really matter, but obviously playing the holders, and rightly and deservedly so. They've really come on over the last 4 years. They've developed, they've got a lot of players playing tier 3, tier 4 football, and they are reaping the rewards for that. So it's going to be a massive game. We are going to be up against it a little bit, I feel. However, we'll go into it and give it our best shot.
And of course, the good thing about being at the start of the inter-services, it's a clean slate from the very start. I mean, what would it mean for the team and for you, having been in the team for so many years, to win it for the first time this year?
God, I don't even know how to answer that, really. I think I would be lost for words. I think everyone knows throughout sort of military football how long I've been part of this and how much I still want it. The passion is very much there, the dedication is still very much there, and so is the want, So if we could win it for the first time and get our name on that inter-service trophy, it would just be absolutely a dream come true. And we always hold out hope. Like I said, it's kind of like 2 FA Cup finals. We've both got 11 players to start off with. Anything can happen.
It's now time to join our commentary team led by Kyle Dixon.
Well, thanks, Si. Welcome to Havant, Wesley Park, home of the opening match of the under-23, the Women's Inter-Services Championship. I'm a month ago. It should be a cracking night tonight as the champions are in action against what has, over the last few years, been probably their closest challengers in the Royal Navy. We'll see what 2025 brings, shall we? As you can see, the players are close to being on their way out. So let's just take a moment to set the scene, because tonight marks the return of the woman who started it all for the RAF. Back in 2019, it was Flight Sergeant Michelle Perkins in charge as the RAF won the first of what has become quite a dynasty of inter-services championships. Go to 2020, where the RAF beat the Army in the opening game at RAF Cosford and felt like they would go on to retain their championship, but of course the world stopped spinning for a moment and COVID-19 hit, and all inter-services football in 2020 and 2021 was cancelled. 2022 came, James Bryden had taken over, and won the Inter-Services Championship for the RAF. He handed the reins over to Chris Hamilton, who added 2 more trophies to the trophy list. And that brings us back round to 2025, where Michelle Perkins returns to the role, hoping to, as she called it, finish some unfinished business. And that is what she will be hoping that the RAF can do. Stepping in their way will be the Army next week, but tonight, the Royal Navy. And the Navy, as we mentioned, have probably been the closest challengers over the last few years, but they have never won the Inter-Services Championship. Why not 2025? That's what Nat Bavister, the Navy captain, and her players will be saying. Why not this year? The players have made their way out, as you can see. That's the trophy they'll be looking for. And I'm just going to double check that I think we're going to get a national anthem. And after the national anthem, we will run through the teams and bring in our co-coms. We've got Kempi with us, so we will go to her just after the national anthem.
The Hall of Fame aims to celebrate and highlight outstanding achievement and recognise those individuals who have made a significant contribution to the game of football in the Royal Navy. Nat Bavister played her first game for the RAF women's team in 2003 when she was selected at the age of 70 during her first year of service. Over the past 20 years, she has been a constant presence on the team, making well over 100 appearances and demonstrating dedicated commitment to women's football within the Royal Navy. Throughout her career, she has served as an ambassador for women's football, continuously promoting the sport, encouraging others to get involved in all areas of the RN football programme or organisation. Royal Navy FA Chair Captain John Gordon commented that Nat has not only been a fantastic servant to the association and UCAF as a player, but also as an ambassador and role model helping to grow the women's game. We are extremely proud to welcome her into our Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the Royal Navy FA Hall of Fame inductee. Nat Bavister.
Huge congratulations. I know these are nice now. I'm glad we got some reports
In our trophy cabinet. She'll be hoping 2025 changes that, but nice honour for Nat Bavister to kick-start the evening. And yeah, well, I'll get all the photos in. We are expecting the national anthem, so once the national anthem's out of the way, we will get the teams in. But as you can see, the Navy will be playing in their white strip tonight. Speaking to head coach Glenn Long earlier, I did say to look, that is the away strip, but we'll let you off. We'll let you off. And that Bavister joins the queue again. Right, time then for, I believe, the national anthem.
Martin Connell to Air Marshal.
How you doing? Feeling lucky tonight?
You probably hope we don't, but
have a good game tonight. Good to see you all.
Lucy.
Well done.
Meg.
She will have a good game.
Evan's birthday today.
At the police, they wouldn't be able to play tonight, so a bit of a surprise on the team sheet, but they are back and they are in the team. 2 big players for the Navy. So they are back, and yeah, bringing in Kempi. As we say, no Jade, but a couple of players there that probably we weren't expecting to play that will boost this Navy team.
Yeah, definitely. You know, they're great players, like you said, they're UCAF talents as well. So a defo, you know, great boost, especially, you know, the Navy being without 2 big hitters today with regards to Anthea Captain and Kira Boylan. So yeah, great news for the Navy to have these guys, these girls, into the team.
And a couple of players on the bench, which we'll get to throughout the game if they come on. Multi-sport, by the way. We've got a UCAF golf captain. We've got a Navy Sportswoman of the Year. So, yeah, we'll see what comes off the bench. Moving on to the RAF then, and what can you say about this RAF team? This is the the core of this team have been there and have done it for 5 championships in a row. You've got experience at the back with Kat Beaver, the captain. Alongside her, Shauna Jenkins returns for a second inter-services in 4 years. It's great to see her back. She's played Women's Champions League football for Swansea in between the inter-service campaigns she's played. Into the midfield, of course, you've got Hannah Hale and Erin Wilson holding down the fort, allowing players like Pip Wilson, Lucy Farrow and Georgia Carr to provide the attacking impetus. I mean, this fixture between the RAF and the Navy over the last few years has been a bit of a Pip Wilson show reel. She scored at least 2 stunners in the last 3 games between these two. Let's see what brings tonight. This RAF team is very strong, isn't it?
Yeah, just looking at them now, and each and every one of those players has quality, so they need to try and keep Pip quiet. We know how dangerous she is, but yeah, they've got so many talented players within that squad, so they're going to have to work really, really hard to prevent a RAF win tonight.
Well, finally, national anthem. Brilliantly done as usual on the national anthem. Then, as we mentioned, we've got Yvette Kempe on commentary with us. We were hoping to have the Army head coach Craig Parker. He's sat in front of us. He's enjoying the game with the rest of the Army squad. We'll let him off for tonight. Look, this is a big night for the champions in particular, but also the Royal Navy as well. If the Navy are going to win an inter-services championship, winning that first game is key, but it's a tough test, this.
Yeah, it's always key to have the upper hand. So, you know, I think the RAF will be looking to obviously get the win like they always do, but the Navy need to put in a big performance tonight. They're up against it, I'd say, but even if they could get a draw, I think they'll be absolutely buzzing with a draw tonight.
In fact, we do have Craig Parker joining us. Are you jumping on, or if you put on that headphones there, that'll be your mic there, and we'll put the button on for you. And we'll get you involved as well. And as he prepares in and tries to find somewhere to grab a seat, and we will be getting underway very shortly. This RAF team then doing the warm-ups to the left, as we can see the Navy having a huddle, getting ready to go. Craig, I hope you can hear me. Welcome.
Good afternoon, thanks for having us.
It's all right, nice to meet you actually.
A little bit of a squeeze to get in there, but we're in.
But yeah, welcome to the broadcast. We'll speak about the Army a little bit more over the next few weeks, but it's a good scouting mission for you, this, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been in a very fortunate place the last couple of months. We've actually been and watched both teams, and it's quite exciting because it's the first time we're going to run into actually seeing these two as opposed to us going first. So all the teams here, we're looking forward to it. Bit of a bovril, and we're good to go.
They absolutely are. They're sat in front of us, grabbing selfies of everyone on the commentary teams, which is always good to see. And yeah, stand by for kick-off for the 2025 Inter-Services Championship. It's a championship that's been in the RAF hands for the last 5 tournaments, let's say. Obviously the COVID-19 pandemic interrupted part of that too. In fact, I think we might be having a minute's silence. Well, after all this preparation, we are ready to get the inter-services campaign underway. It'll be the champions who get us underway. Georgia Carr with the ball with the number 9 on her shirt. And I'm sure the two next to me will be hoping at the end of all this, it's the Army who lifts the trophy. Glenn Long and the Navy coaches over there will be hoping it's the Navy. The RAF will be confident it's them, I'm sure. Let's see what 2025 has to bring. We're underway in Havant then. And it's immediately lofted forward by Shauna Jenkins. The Navy taking hold of it. It's a little short actually, and it's allowing Pip Wilson to fire in across, headed away. The Navy just taking a moment. Nadina Green playing in a slightly different position than we've seen her actually over the last year or so. She seems to be in the more of the midfield, taking the 10 role, taking the 10 shirt at least. Something a bit different, which I'm sure you guys are keeping an eye on ahead of next week. Now Jamie Lee Bamford, who's actually had her RAF squad position sort of threatened a bit more this year with the introduction of Jen Horrocks into the RAF team, but she gets the start today, Bamford. Now Wilson showing what she can do. Pip Wilson.
Look how quick she is on the wing.
She's got Georgia Carr, and here is Carr. A chance early on maybe for Georgia Carr.
Oh, great save.
Oh, what a good save, and it is vitally cleared away in the end.
Yeah, straight away, just a warning sign how dangerous Pip Wilson is on that left-hand side.
Yeah, I agree. I think anything sort of space in behind, and Pip will definitely exploit that. A good little crossing, unlucky for Georgia.
It was Eilish Brogan who made a good save, and McDonnell who mopped it up. Navy seems starting 3 at the back, or a wing-back formation. Speaking to a few actually before the game, in particular the UCAF head coach Carl Milgate, he thought that might be the case, and stifling this RAF attack early might be key.
Yeah, agreed. So I watched them at Portchester last week.
That's a good ball in. Wilson with a chance.
Oh, she'll be disappointed with that.
She's on. Oh, she is offside. The flag's gone off just out of our view.
But yeah, just going back to what you were saying there, yeah, so last week there was playing as a back three, so it's looking like they're setting up in a similar formation to what they was playing in Portchester.
We did see in the game at TNS last year between these two, the Navy do a similar sort of thing, try and stifle this RAF attack and work their way into the game. Admittedly, Anthea Captain's red card didn't help matters, but it seems to be a similar game plan for Glenn Long tonight.
Yeah, if you look at the RAF, they're just pressing high, aren't they? They're just going to hope that the Navy defence makes some mistakes and they can counter on that.
Here's Hannah Hale.
Yeah, great player, Hannah Hale in the middle for the RAF, very calm on the ball, a lot of experience.
Talking of experience, here's the RAF captain, Kat Beaver.
No one's got more experience than Kat Beaver.
Although Nat Bavister on the opposite side,
yeah. I wonder who's played more. Surely, I don't know.
Well, I think I'm going to top drink you both. I'm going Chrissy Wright.
Yeah.
Until next week.
Yes,
she's in.
Pip Wilson, another smart turn. She looks comfortable already.
Yeah.
Into Carr, another chance for Georgia Carr. Couldn't bring it down though.
No, she's getting in some good positions though, getting some great opportunities.
Georgia Carr, who is the current UK Armed Forces hockey captain as well, so she will be in the midst of training for the Inter-Services Hockey Championships at the same time. So
I watched her play for UCAF against the Irish Defence Force, and she played a game, then literally got on the plane and went and played hockey.
Yep. in last year's championship, as we mentioned, that game in Wales, Oswestry at TNS, the following day she was playing Inter-Services hockey for the RAF, winning the championship. So she had a good week, really. Back-to-back championships in back-to-back days. Here's Hale. The Navy put on a good press there, but the RAF worked their way out of it. And it's wide to Abby Hayes. Tireless runner on that left-hand side. Back to Wilson, who's getting a lot of space. Bavister charges it down, but Hannah Hale will get there again, and feel like we're going to settle into a pattern here. The Navy do have Katie Shorter back in the team this year, which is a boost to them.
Yeah, she didn't play last year, so you know she was a big miss for them last year, so she'll be absolutely over the moon to be back involved.
Abby Hindman getting an early touch as well, and now McDonnell goes on the left-hand side, and she does have pace. One of the danger players for the Navy, Rosie McDonnell. She was looking for the ball in, couldn't really find a white shirt. Now Shorter.
And that's what Shorter gives you there. You can see how she just interrupts the play. Well done.
Going to go all the way back to Brogan from Emily Wise. Back to Wise again. McDonald flicks it on. Beaver will get there. That's a good flick from Georgia Carr. And actually, there was a run made and a little bit of miscommunication, confusion at the back. Well dealt with, actually, by the defender in the air in the end.
Yeah, she didn't hear a call, so I think she just had to get rid of it then. But yeah, the danger player for the Navy is obviously McDonald.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great for the Navy to have her back, isn't it? And I know she hasn't been involved as much in the, let's call it a pre-season, so to speak. But she is back tonight. Beaver will win that, and it's an early touch for the new vice-captain of the RAF team, Ashley Housley-Stott. So, all the experience she's had in and around the RAF squads during this successful time. It's nice to see her get rewarded with that vice-captaincy. There's certainly more than enough captains' options in this RAF team. I mean, Rachel Howes is sitting on the bench at the moment.
Yeah, it's great to see her here tonight.
Farrow's touch was a little loose. Good ball in, though. Medina Green is there to clear, and what can the Navy try and do on the break here? Just getting a little bit stuck between themselves, though. Good win, though. Scrappy. This is inter-services football again. Here's Abby Hayes. Interesting that the RAF left-hand side is 2 right footers, by the way. Wonder if that adds any difficulty into the fluidity of the attack or anything like that.
Yeah, they'll just be looking to, obviously, you know, come in on their right and probably score a screamer. That's what they'll be looking to do, Carl.
Yeah, you know when Pip gets that ball on that left-hand side, she's going to look to come in. But what I quite like is the fact that her and Georgia obviously played together at Shrewsbury, so at that little link in, I think will hopefully, as the game goes on, you'll see that come out.
That's one for Heinemann to chase down. And actually, she forces Bamford to clear. It does fall for an RAF head in the end. That's a poor header, though, and now Heinemann to Shorter. Gets it back from McDonald, looking for options. Wise brings it forward.
Oh, good interception by Hale.
Brilliant from the RAF midfielder, and it's asking a lot of Pip Wilson. But
again, that communication.
You do wonder if there needed to be a shout there from the goalkeeper, Eilish Brogan. And now Pip Wilson. I think she's gone for goal there, you know. Maybe in a cross. Our angle isn't quite right to see. But again, you do question how many times that the goalkeeper's going to come out without communicating there and not get punished.
I wonder if that's maybe a little bit of nerves kicking in, to be honest. I know, obviously seen them the other week, that she was actually really good when it comes outside of the communication. So hopefully the nerves will settle and she'll settle into the game.
Well, we know what Eilish Brogan can do. We've seen her do it for the Navy before, and we've seen her at the UCAF level as well, in and around camps, getting games as well. So she is one of the best keepers across the 3 forces, that's for sure. Kick was looking for Greeny. Might have just pushed in, but the RAF will get it. That could have gone wrong for Cat Beaver.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Hale and Shorter in the middle. I think there'll be a really good contest in centre mid.
Absolutely, it's a good battle. Great for Erin Wilson to force her way into that as well. This midfield for the RAF is very strong, but that is a newer name to a team sheet, at least from what I can remember over the last few years.
Again, great hassling by Beaver.
The RAF will be keen to get an earlier goal here. Was that a foul throw? Oh, Georgia. We'll let her off. It's early in the inter-services. Good crowd here at Havant, as we mentioned. The Army women's team are in front of us to to have a watching brief, but also I see a lot of people from around the Forces football community, people from the Royal Navy men's team, the RAF men's team here, the current RAF men's head coach, Chris Hamilton, who of course led this RAF women's team for a couple of years, is here as well.
Yeah, it's great to see everyone supporting each other. I know that the RAF girls went and watched the RAF hockey earlier as well.
That's going to go towards Carr, who was probably playing in that hockey game.
Yeah, probably.
Hindman to Shorter. What can the Navy put together as an attack here?
She's done really well there.
Really smart pass and touch from Hyman as well. And now a chance for Nadina Green, who's looking over the top for Bavister. And it might be a chance for Nat Bavister here. She's got it past the goalkeeper. And who was there mopping up? But Shauna Jenkins. But a really bright moment for the Navy.
Great play by the Navy there. Fantastic football.
Now the other end, Wilson. In towards Farrow. It was a strong challenge on her, but a good one.
Yeah, I think Navy are settling into it a little bit now, aren't they?
Got to give them confidence, isn't it, that?
Yep.
Not a lot of pressure on the ball either, so they're almost allowing Navy to do that as well. But yeah, good little passing movement into that little final third. That was really good.
That's another great clearance though, and Pitt Wilson's onto it. The keeper's come again.
Oh, well
done. And it's a good first challenge, but it's still there with Wilson. Still there with Pitt Wilson across the box, and Brogan is there.
Good hands.
A pat on the back as well from Kate Bowden.
You see so many times keepers spill them, so she did well there.
That'll be a confidence boost for her as well. Good few minutes for the Navy. Kick there has stayed in, but Hayes is under it for the RAF.
I think the longer this goes on, obviously 0-0, the more confidence the Navy are going to have.
Georgia Carr just couldn't bring it under control.
I think that's a big threat there for the RAF. As soon as the Navy look to step one or two up, that little space in behind, we know what Lucy can do. She's got the pace to get in behind there.
In a way, it's kind of what the RAF want, right? The Navy to come
100%.
out and make some space.
I think that's where you're looking at the chance 5 minutes ago. That's where they've got to really take them opportunities.
McDonnell, more of a clearance then at the start of an attack, giving us a chance actually to make note of the officials from the British Army. Luke Fabry's in the middle, Ryan Hetherington and Jack Smith on the sidelines with the flags. So hopefully they have a good night. That was a risky throw from the right back, but the RAF get away with it, and now Hayes. You do wonder if it's going to be a tiring night for Nat Bavister with Hayes and Wilson to deal with.
And obviously
Georgia Carr again with another chance, puts it on a plate for Lucy Farrow, and that's the opening that the RAF wanted.
Yeah, fantastic finish by Farrow.
A bit of a Macarena celebration as well for Lucy Farrow. That is a flying start for the champions, and the worst possible start really for the Navy. But once again, you give a player like Lucy Farrow that chance, that space in a penalty area, she is going to punish you.
Yeah, she had too much time, too much space. She could pick her spot. You need to keep tight. Pitt Wilson's obviously getting a lot of space as well.
She's enjoyed that, I think, Lucy Farrow.
Yeah, the Navy just need to keep their heads now. They need, they need to have that confidence, but also, they can't afford to push too hard and go 2-0 down. So they just need to settle down a bit.
Well, the RAF have obviously got the confidence now. Look at that press. But the Navy have worked away. Now Beaver looking for Farrow. Good strong challenge in there, though.
Great challenge.
She's done really well, hasn't she? Naylor. Wanted handball against Beaver. I'm not quite sure about that one. Now Farrow. Back to Beaver. And this is what the RAF have been so good with over the last few years. Once they take the lead, they settle this game down. And it's hard, really, to get back into it. Still a long time for the Navy, though.
Yeah, they're moving the ball well. They've got that confidence, haven't they? It's like they always believe that they're going to score.
very much a well-oiled machine, which is what you'd expect over the last, well, 7 years technically, but 5 championships. Beaver there spotting a pass to Hayes.
And it's exactly people like that, you know, your Cat Beavers that'll run the show in there.
And Wilson, again, getting time to move. Hayes, lofted up towards Carr. And it might bounce for Farrow. The Navy have to be careful of any stray legs here. Good ball in.
Yeah, great ball.
2 in the middle.
Georgia Carr never looked confident with that one. Offside anyway. I was speaking to some of the RAF players, the experienced players, yesterday in training actually, speaking to Rachel Howes, and I said, at what point does a Cat Beaver and a Rachel Howes think about, you know, not playing and hanging up the boots? And they say they talk about it every year. They talk about, yeah, no, this will be my last year. And then they go, well, I feel all right.
Yeah,
so I might as well play again. And it's hard to keep them off the team sheet then.
I mean, if they're not performing, then, but the thing is, they always are. It's the same with Chrissy Wright, you know, she earns her place within the squad, and it's hard to say give up your boots because she's still performing.
Absolutely. Jenkins coming forward, but cut out well. Now McDonald, it's a good touch. Once again, the light blue barrage continues. Now Hannah Hale getting a bit of space. Picking out a pass which Farrow will chase down. Well defended though by Naylor.
Yeah, good play.
It's good battles down there, really good.
Nice shorter. McDonald, a little bit of space. In fact, there's a switch on really to Bavster, but they've played it into the front where it was Robbie McFadden looking to try and link up. It's all gone a little flat in Havant after that opening RAF goal. Jenkins. And that's looking for a good run from Carr, and the flag has stayed down. It's a really strong challenge, that.
I think that's the problem there. You can see that the RF are playing the front three, and if you've got a back three within itself, you know, if you don't miss the gaps out, you're instantly on for player. So maybe Glenn will probably look at that at half time, maybe look to a back four just to screw it up a little bit potentially.
So 16.5 minutes gone. Or just over. Good ball in, maybe.
Oh, good hands.
Good hand, really good hands.
Yeah.
Just for a second, it looked like she'd sort of misjudged it, but as you say, good hands to keep hold of that one from Eilish Brogan. That's brought down well by Shorter, who is a physical presence in that midfield.
Yeah, Hannah Hale's on her straight away. She's not giving her much time at all.
Kept in by McDonald too. All a little bit scrappy and messy from the Navy. That was nearly a bad moment for McDonald. They had that really good moment, didn't they, just before the goal, but you can see that confidence has been zapped again for the Navy. Megan Herbert getting to spin. Looking for Erin Wilson. Nadina Green tracking all the way back, and I can't see the flag.
It's a RAF throw.
RAF throw. I should look at the monitor in front of me, shouldn't I? Be a good example. If you are watching on YouTube or Facebook, please do get involved. Our connectivity isn't the greatest here, but we'll try and read out what we can. Georgia Carr looking for an extravagant flick and goal kick. That's someone watching from Canada, which is good to see.
Jade Barrow, come on Navy. Some of us have to go to work instead of playing sports all day.
Well, there we go. Good to see Jade.
They could definitely do with Jade in the team.
I'm glad you've got it up on your phone because those comments haven't come up on here yet. So, oh, no, tell a lie. They have now.
Oh, well played.
Chance then for Housley Stott. Just deliver towards the near post, but once again Brogan's there.
Fun fact about Jade Barrow, she was on dinner date. I turned on the ITV and she was on dinner date.
Okay.
Random. She'll appreciate me saying that.
Well, that one's going straight in my research for the next time she plays. There are some Navy supporters in the comments, which is good. There's a lot of Navy support here as well, as you'd expect in their home fixture. Bit of miscommunication there between two Navy players, and Farrow races to the byline, gets a ball in. It'll be Pip Wilson on the spin.
Yeah, just couldn't keep it down. Good play by the RAF.
Once again, the duo that I think the Navy fear, and I'm sure it's a duo that you guys will be hoping to keep quiet in a couple of weeks' time in Lincoln.
It's almost a trio, I'd say. You know, that front three is definitely a dangerous front three when you look at them. And you look last year and probably the year before. They are very dangerous in that final third.
But yes, the final game of the Inter-Services Women's Championship will be played on April the 4th. It's getting a big conclusion on their own. There isn't a men's game later that day, which is good to see, up in Lincoln at the stadium in Lincoln. So that should be a big occasion. That's a good ball by McDonald. But
yeah, Hale's just taken a knock there, sliding in.
Shorter couldn't keep it in, and yes, as you say, Hale just taking a moment. I think she's going to be okay.
Yeah. Hopefully she's all right.
Don't see any medical attention being brought on, so...
A bit of a sore one. Oh, there, it's coming on now.
There it is. She is one of the, what's the right word here? Tougher players across the three forces, actually, in that midfield.
Yeah, she's just a very calm player. I watched her against, play for the UCAF, and yeah, she's just doesn't necessarily do everything really fancy. She plays simple, but she can really pick a pass as well. Very experienced player and a big asset to the RAF.
Well, Declan Pierce is watching on YouTube, supporting Emily Wise from America. So I'm sure it's a sunny. Well, saying that, it's been a sunny day here, actually. I can't complain about the weather for once. Jade said, dinner date, luckily, probably better off on the undateables. Harsh on herself there, that is.
Harsh but fair, Jade, harsh but fair.
Smallsy said, come on the Air Force, especially Pip Wilson, still the RAF FA head of comms, and still in Iraq. Great that the game is being broadcast across the world. Cheers to BFBS, that is what we do. Good to see everyone watching it across the world. And another supporter for the RAF. Hannah Hale, actually, it looked like she was going to be okay originally, but seems to have taken quite a heavy knock here. I noticed she does have taping on her knee already, so this may be a reoccurrence of a previous injury.
This would be a massive blow for the RAF if she has to come off now.
This does give the Navy a bit of an opportunity maybe to just get everyone in, chat about how the game's gone, and potentially change a few things there. They all look very deep in conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. A chance just to figure out what to do from here, because the game plan they started the game with has probably gone out the window now, 1-0 down. They do have to try and force their way into the game. As I say, I was speaking to people before the game, and there was a big emphasis on keeping a clean sheet. It sounds really simple, but if you keep clean sheets in both games, you've got a very good chance of winning an Inter-Services Championship. And unfortunately, that's now gone out the window for the Navy. I see a number of RAF substitutes warming up, but Hannah Hale is back to her feet.
That's good. But just going on what you were saying there, I do agree. Obviously, they've gone 1-0 down. However, they are, they're still in it. Can they get to half time and then push on into the second? I know when we played the RAF last year, we went in 2-0, and it's a completely different game at that point.
Just seeing Anthea Captain on the YouTube comments. Come on, Navy, watching and spurring you all on. Obviously, out the Navy now, normally involved in this fixture.
Although, saying that, I don't know how it works with the suspensions, but would she have been suspended for this?
Probably.
But yeah, good to see. Also, the comment above there, Carl Craven, great start for the RAF, starting to play their patterns. He is the man who's taking over the RAF job for 2026, so good to see him watching along. I know he's based overseas.
Got a Fulham fan here to watch Cat Beaver.
Well, she's certainly enjoying her football at the cottage as well. She's enjoying the night so far. Good play, actually, from the Navy forward there, Hindman, to try and force something from Jenkins. And Jenkins says enough of that.
Yeah, he's got to be something special to get past Jenkins. She's
I think
so
the
good.
pair of them. But just another fun fact, so Abby Hyman was actually in the army before. I don't know if any of you know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was a gunner by trade. So if you take the Navy topper, there's probably an army underneath that somewhere.
Did you coach her, Craig?
Yeah, she was at the Gunners, yeah.
Nice.
So next week, is there a special advice for the team? tackling hard and all this sort of stuff. No,
none of that.
Good for the rivalry, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's good. It's good to see people still playing football. That's the main important thing at the end of the day.
Well, as they allude to, we'll see the Army in action next week at the SB Stadium in Sandhurst as they kickstart their inter-services against the Royal Navy. Here is Farrow. Just rocketed off the Navy defender.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, good tackle.
McDonald is certainly going to make...
She's a live wire.
Yeah.
She is up and down that wing. She's got a lot of energy. And what I do like is she's always forward thinking. As soon as she's got the ball at her feet, she's thinking, can she get the plays in behind? And if you look at that, the RAF back line there, it's quite high.
Couldn't win the flick there, but she gets the throw. Yeah, it's going to be a tiring night for Housley Stock, that's for sure. I do wonder, because you do see on the RAF bench, in fact, Harriet Wellings on the RAF bench, returning this year after missing out last year with an ACL injury. Pause that for a second because McDonald comes forward. Jenkins doing really well to shepherd the space. Forces McDonald all the way back, actually.
I'm just watching Hale. She's not moving well at all. I think she's struggling. Do you see she's limping?
Yeah, she's certainly taken a knock, number 8 for the RAF. Yeah, I mentioned Harriet Wellings, who obviously could have started in that right back position. I just wonder if after having a close to a year out, I believe, playing against a Rosa McDonald and up and down the line all night might not have been the choice. That was another knock on Hannah Hale there, who stayed down again, and I get the feeling that might be the end of her night here. In fact, it will be. I can see.
She's in a lot of pain.
Is it Neve Howie, I think, who might be preparing herself? In fact, she looks in a lot of pain there. And Pip Wilson is asking for more treatment, I believe. This isn't looking that good for Hannah Hale.
Gutted for her.
In fact, the RAF are calling Pip Wilson away as well.
Just say massive hello to Ash Cunningham from the Army, watching on a very fresh Salisbury plane. He says, competitive game so far, looking forward to the Army game next week. Come on, the Army.
Absolutely, good to see. Nancy McGowan supporting Nadina Green in the number 10 role. And we're just going to take a pause here for Hannah Hale, who looks quite upset. And yeah, we're just going to take a moment here. Another chance for both teams to regroup and get some messages across. We do hope that Hannah Hale will be not out for a long time, but this does look quite concerning, actually. I know you mentioned to me off camera, off commentary earlier, Kemper, you are quite close friends with Hannah Hale, and it's not good scenes.
No, I'm mates with her, and I'm obviously absolutely gutted for her. Met up for a coffee with her a couple of weeks ago, and I know how much, obviously, the inter-services, she was looking forward to it and wanted to have a massive part to play. She loves her football and involved in the UCAF. So yeah, there's UCAF fixtures coming up as well after this. So I'm hoping it's not too serious for her, and hopefully this isn't the end of inter-services.
Well, I can see that Pip Wilson is also quite upset about it at the moment. Just got a hand on her shoulder as they try and get her head back into the game. So all thoughts at the moment go out with Hannah Hale, and she will be getting every bit of treatment she needs. It's going to give everyone a bit of a reset. So probably a good time, again, to say, if you are watching on YouTube and Facebook, please do let us know where you're watching. Hels Richardson's watching on Facebook. Adrian team, congratulations to Nat Bavster on a golden cap. An absolute legend of Royal Navy football. We'll see the BFBS team at Fratton Park tomorrow. Kettle will be on in the media suite. I hope so. It better be. But yeah, looking forward to that tomorrow at Fratton Park. That's the men's fixture between the Navy and the RAF as the champions from the Navy enter the tournament. Talk to me as coaching staff in this situation when a player on either team gets what looks like quite a serious injury with a stretcher now entering the field. Is it hard to compose yourself and concentrate on actually getting warm, concentrating on the game, etc., etc.?
Yeah, I think the big thing is it's more the person that's actually down. You know, how do you take the players away from that instance that's going on right now? I mean, you know, behind every player is a person, and then obviously the girls, whether it's RAF, Navy or Army, you know, the girls within themselves, they've got, I can guarantee they've all got a great bond, and seeing her play down like that, and what is good is she's actually up, and she looks like she's potentially going to be carried off. But yeah, you are right, keeping them on track, and you see that they're moving the ball now, so hopefully we'll get the game going on in a second.
This doesn't actually surprise me from everything I've heard of Hannah Hale with her personality. I bet she saw that stretcher and went, absolutely not. She doesn't look in a great way, of course, but she will go out on the pitch on her own 2 feet at least, or at least hopping on one. So the RAF then preparing that change as you'd expect, and it is going to be Niamh Howie coming on. Big round of applause for Hannah Hale. And with obviously the game in Lincoln in 2 weeks' time against the Army, and further afield past that, the UK Armed Forces heading out to the Netherlands to take on the to battle for the President's Cup. Might be quite concerning scenes all round for the RAF and the UK Armed Forces teams. Well, he looks set to get back underway then, and I think it might be a Navy throw-in on this left-hand side. People watching from Scotland, come on the Navy. My daughter is number 12, Emily Wise. Wish I was there.
It looks like Cat Beaver's going to step one into the middle there, which is interesting. Bit more experience into the middle of the park.
Yeah, I was thinking about that decision because obviously Niamh Howie is a defender, and they do have a few midfielders on the bench who probably could have slotted in there, but I'm looking at Molly Lambert, who could have easily gone straight into that position. But you're right, Cat Beaver has done that, playing in the position.
Straight into it.
She's played for majority of her career, really. She obviously stepped back into the centre-back role.
Yeah, she won't be phased at all. She can move the ball well. You know, she's composed on the ball. She can pick a pass, so she'll be absolutely fine.
Well, Navy throw then. I just wonder how this stoppage and injury will disrupt the RAF rhythm, and whether the Navy might be able to take advantage of it. Nadina Green into the penalty area. Shauna Jenkins will mop that up, and cleared by Bamford. Now Georgia Carr spinning on the ball. Strong as well to get Pip Wilson. Pip Wilson.
Good bit of space.
Yeah, absolutely. Now Lucy Farrow looking to take advantage of that space. She's gone down. It will be a foul.
Can't argue with that.
It's a free kick. It was on the edge at the penalty area. Yeah, you're right. Ellie Naylor. I don't think she could do much to stop it either. That's the pure pace of Lucy Farrow. See, Hannah Hale has taken her spot on the bench. There are.
You are currently blocking the drive, and people can't get out of their house. So please go over your car. Thank you.
Not sure
I think someone needs to know the car.
Yeah, not sure if anyone heard that over the tannoy. I promise you, it's not my car. It's also, I'm pretty sure, not our engineering van. We're good. We're good. Right, chance then from this free kick for the RAF. It's going to be Erin Wilson to whip it in, headed away. Bouncing around there for Housley Stotts, who couldn't really get a good, clean connection. Big shout of press by Michelle Perkins on the RAF bench there. But the Navy do well. Naylor picking out Nat Bavister, wearing that number 7 shirt in her preferred wing-back role, I'd probably say. Right back, right wing. She can do the lot. Shorter's touch just for a second, invited a bit of press.
She did well to get hold of that. Look at McDonald just screaming for it on the left-hand side.
She didn't get it from Naylor though, and Herbert keeps it in. Chance then for Naylor to find McDonald. Heinemann looking to spin, but she goes back to Naylor. And the RAF crowd her out and come away with the ball again. And that's one for Farrow to chase. She's not quite going to get there. Well defended by Emily Wise. So we are around about 35 minutes into the game. I'd expect we're going to get a fair amount of stoppage time in this first half due to the injury to Hannah Hale. We'll be looking to get an update, hopefully from the RAF bench at half-time. We do hope she's okay. Flicked on by Shorter. Now Beaver, as you say, stepped into that midfield role and will find Pip Wilson. Nat Bavister with a strong challenge.
She did well
again.
then, just trying to turn her. Babs read it beautifully.
I've probably gone through that scenario 100 times in UCAF training. Jenkins to Beaver. And Beaver's pass asked a lot, and McDonald will get there. And this is a chance maybe for the Royal Navy. McDonald, there's a pass to the back post if she can find it. She's in fact gone across the goal, and it will be cleared by Jenkins. And it's those moments, isn't it, for the Navy that they do have to take more advantage of, because when you get Lucy Farrow on the break, it's dangerous. Jenkins has gone forward too. Here she is, Shauna Jenkins. I can see Wilson at the back post with a lot of space.
Oh, great. Oh.
Now Bavister tracking back, had
well
to
done,
get
Babs.
there.
But that from Jenkins there, you know, she's at one end, she's sorted it out, and then she's gone the other end to try to score.
Here's Jenkins.
This is a spectator announcement with the owner of a black Volkswagen with the registration RO11 TKO.
It was, I believe it was the wrong registration that's blocking some poor woman's drive. Again, it is still not our car. I don't know if it's yours, but... well, I hope they're going to sit and watch the football and enjoy it at least. Wilson then finding Hasley Stott. Into Farrow, getting the 1-2. Good play. Again, a strong challenge in there. I think it was Naylor and Hasley Stott, but both get up and both ready to play again. That's a great ball.
Fantastic ball.
That's what Cat Beaver
That's what she brings to the table, doesn't she?
And now a chance for a spin, and Wilson now. Hasley Stott looking to find Jenkins, who actually we saw Cat Beaver step into the midfielder. They've sort of swapped again, and it's now Jenkins in that midfield role. Neve Howie asking a lot of Lucy Farrow, nearly made it work. That versatility is a big strength for the RAF, isn't it?
Yeah, they've got so many players who can play different positions. They're just strong all over the pitch, aren't they?
Emily Wise looking to clear it, but it will fall for Katie Shorter, and now wide for Naylor. And Naylor, well, it will bounce through actually, and a chance for the number 9, Robbie McFadden. Slides it in towards Heinemann, who the flag went up. It was a strong tackle on Neve Howie, and in the end it'll just be offside, and everyone's all good to play. Some strong challenges going in though.
Yeah, I like it how the Navy are trying to work it down this left-hand side, you know. McDonald's a really good little play. You can see a lot of the stuff from the Navy's coming through on this left-hand side through her, so hopefully they get her on the ball a bit more.
And then you can see Babs on the other side just always darting forward, so to pick up anything else if it does come across the box.
Well, at 1-0, any moment can go the Navy's way and change everything, that's for sure. Nicola Holland's watching from Akrotiri in Cyprus. Big shout out to Ashley Hasley Stott. Looking forward to celebrating on her return to Cyprus. Good to see people watching from around the world on our Facebook, on our YouTube channel, and there may be people watching along right now on our BFBS TV service. Fortunately, you cannot comment to let us know, but we know you're there. Hasley Stott's done really well there.
Great touch.
McDonald did it enough in the end, and Wise's clearance is more up than out. But it's just once again being that sort of hurrying around, isn't she? She's a problem for any Navy midfielder every time they get the ball. How do we feel about the Navy being in their away white shirt in a home fixture, by the way?
Very interesting. I know I did see the social media post yesterday, which I actually thought was really good, with them all mixed in with the men's and I believe the masters. But yeah, it's interesting.
So another strong tackle on Jenkins. They're flying in now. The Navy for certain will not be scared to, well, they won't back down from the challenge, that's for sure. Beaver. Now to Hayes. Who's going to bounce it off Bavister and come forward, and she might just still go all the way, but it's broken.
Keeper's done really well.
Yeah, better comms. That was good. She come out quickly.
I think it does favour the Navy. You know, when they're sat in that low block, you can see the Irish struggle maybe to get in behind, and you know the attacking plays in wide in.
Here's McDonald, one of those players that can change the game for the Royal Navy.
I just love how she wants to get forward, and she wants to play forward every time.
That is her game. Ball in towards Green, it bounces away, bounced away from Bavister too.
Yeah, Babs is working hard, isn't she, on that right-hand side, just constantly up and down.
Now, Niamh Howie, the substitute, looking to work her way into the game. Finding a good pass to Megan Herbert. Jenkins into Farrow. The RAF are starting to play their patterns once again. Carr will let that run. That's a good win by Naylor. The game's just hit a little bit of a lull at the moment. I wonder if the stoppage for the injury. It's about working your way back in again. It's a strong header by Nadina Green. We're approaching half time on our clock, but as I say, I do expect a number of minutes of additional time. Back in by Stott. Housley Stott, sorry, and the RAF look comfortable again.
Yeah, I just think if the Navy cannot concede before, you know, another one before half-time, going at, you know, at 1-0 or 1-1.
That's strong from Howie to win the challenge, and now into Farrow, taking on Rosie McDonald.
Good little battles down there, like that.
Important for the Navy that McDonald can get in there, in and around Farrow, because she's probably one of the only players in that Navy side who can match the pace.
Yeah. And that's it. Farrow's pace caused us a few problems last year, didn't it, Craig?
Yeah,
she was,
you just know that front three is scary at times.
Here's one of them, Georgia Carr. Jenkins back wide for Housley Stott. The right-footed cross towards the near post will be cut out by Brogan. And does that start creeping in now for the Navy, as you said, like, let's not concede. Going in at 1-0 isn't the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be too disappointed, to be honest. You know, they're still creating chances. It's not as if they've had 0 chances, they just need to take them. They're still well within this game.
I think they've also settled into it as well. You know, that first 10 minutes, the RAF's got the ball down, but they look like they've settled into it.
Midfield battle in there, which Jenkins won for a second, but Shorter has found a way through, and the pass through for Heinemann could have been gold for the Navy, but it was cut out by the RAF substitute, Niamh Howie. Now Herbert into Jenkins, who stepped into that midfield role now, and he's starting to dictate the tempo. Wide for Pitt Wilson. Big chance for the RAF maybe here. Wilson to the byline, across the box. Chance maybe for Farrow. It was McDonald in there again, and it will go for a RAF corner as Hannah Hale takes her lead from the bench towards the towards the tunnel just in front of us. Ash Cunningham says the Navy are very robust in their challenges tonight. The RAF have been dragged into a slightly slightly little battle inside of Glenn's game plan, maybe. RAF corner then. Whipped in. It's towards Neve Howie, who's got a head on it. Beaver back in there. And into the grateful hands of Arlish Brogan. It's Abby Hayes who took the corner. I'm not seeing her take corners very often, but another string to her bow. Howie under pressure from Green, but does well to get it back to Bamford. There will be 7 minutes of added time in this first half.
7 minutes added on time.
Which, due to the unfortunate injury for Hannah Hale, makes a lot of sense. Navy throw them with Naylor. And 7 minutes, while I understand the Navy will see 1-0 down at half-time. It's not the worst result to build on in the second half. 1-1 sounds a lot better for supporters of a Navy persuasion. So they've got 7 minutes to see what they can do going forward as well. Scoring a goal tonight against this RAF team would be something the Navy haven't done actually in 3 years.
Wow.
As we mentioned, TNS last year 1-0 thanks to that Pitt Wilson goal. And 2 years ago, it was a 3-0 RAF victory at HMS Temeraire.
Yeah, and what a goal last year, by the way.
I'm glad you mentioned that because
What a goal.
it brings me to 2022 where Pitt Wilson scored another stunning goal.
Yeah, she only scores wilders, doesn't she, Pip?
Yeah.
She only scores great goals.
What was interesting about that game as well, you know, Jay was chatting about Jade a second ago and she was playing that game, and Jenkins did really well to keep her out for 90 minutes.
Absolutely. Here's Pitt Wilson.
Oh,
It was
just couldn't quite get
a
there.
Navy defender looking to get there, but that's a smart pass by Farrow. But Georgia Carr has
Just
just
offside.
strayed, and I think she'll be quite disappointed with herself there, looking across the line. I'm sure the RAF bench will be frustrated there that she was caught. That would have been a brilliant opportunity.
Yeah, it's great switcher play there.
And while we're going through the research and into the archive, I'm sure this is one that, Kemper, you might remember. The last inter-services loss for the RAF came 7 years ago.
Was I playing?
TNS against the British Army, a 2-1 win for the Army. I believe it was a very late free kick from the Army that won the game that day, and that was obviously the last time the Army won the championship.
Yeah, we used to be regular winners, but you know, I think it's a credit where women's football's progressed in that time, because it used to be a bit of a walkover for the Army every year, and now obviously it's not. And you know, the Navy have got so much better. The RAF are obviously absolute quality, but I think that comes down to a lot of the civilian football which these ladies are playing now, and they're all playing at a really good standard, playing every week. So that's really improved the standard of the inter-services.
Regan Monk is watching from London, says, come on the Navy. Well, we've got Dave watching from Norwich, come on the RAF, supporting all the ladies, but more so Rachel Howes, who's currently sat on the bench. I'm sure she'll be looking for some game time in this second half in particular, as she also prepares for a go at the London Marathon, by the way. Anybody who wants to support her, I'm sure find her on social media, or just given pages are there. We do recommend helping out. Just a few more minutes left then in this first half. The game's just sort of petered out, I think. Both sides probably ready to get back in that dressing room and recharge and tinker.
Yeah, I think this is just really important out the Navy, don't let it slip into two. It becomes an absolute different game. But here we go.
There's Jenkins coming forward.
Yes. Oh, McDonald's just getting back.
Pitt Wilson and the RAF will recycle with Abby Hayes, who will launch it into the penalty area or just outside it. The header is comfortable for Bamford. Apart from the goal for the RAF, I will say they haven't tested Bamford, Arlish Brogan, as much as they would probably have liked to have done in this first half.
No, I agree. I think that's maybe tying into Glenn's game model, for tonight. You can see that they're trying to block that space in behind for the RAF.
Looking at space, here's Pete Wilson. Now Harrisley stopped. Back to Wilson, who's come over to the right-hand side just to maybe try and get involved in the game a little bit more. That won't go out from the beat of McDonnell.
Yeah,
well done. She's done really well.
Yeah.
It will go out off the shin of Pete Wilson.
I'm just going to take this opportunity. My 2 little ones have just messaged in. It is currently bedtime. They're listening. So Isabella and Phoebe.
I mean, I don't know what that says about your commentary if it's time to put them to bed, but
it's normally me, to be fair. They'll be at the game next week. 2 little mascots, which is going to be good.
Absolutely.
We got Carl Milgate. He's doing the raffle for us. Thanks, Carl.
I was given a raffle ticket, so if we see number 3 pop up, that's a BFBS win.
Yeah, and if it's an RAF one, we know it's fixed. 73, please, Carl.
That ball nearly went out the ground, but it's, the Navy will get us back underway again. Here's Katie Shorter. Bavester. Time is running out for the Navy if they are going to get anything at the end of this first half. Naylor looking to spin, maybe a little bit careless really to do that there with Wilson about, and that's looking for Farrow. It will be blocked away importantly really by Sophie Perrin. And a little bit of space for Shorter actually, who will find, well, she did find the number 9, but the number 9 from the Navy couldn't do much with it there, Robin McFadden. Katie Shorter, that's no foul. Referee says play on, it's in towards
great ball.
Heinemann.
Great ball.
Immediately
just had 3 around her.
Around her.
She's really good at that there, Katie. You can see that she instantly wants to interrupt the play.
Yeah.
And this could be dangerous here.
Herbert slides it on for Wilson.
Just
and
look
all
at
of
the
a
pace.
sudden, it's 4 against 3, but not always necessarily in the Navy's favour, that. Farrow. Lucy Farrow looking to drive, looking for an option, and that was nearly dangerous actually with a leg just draped in there. They'll go for a throw though.
And that's it, because they're so quick. You just got to be so careful not to give away a penalty.
Turns out Dave on YouTube is actually Rachel Howe's brother, so good familial support. He's hoping she gets on in the second half. And Big Al says, come on the RAF, you've got it in the bag. Well, there's still a long way to go in this second half. That clearance will find Shorter, and a bit of a risky one too, but the Navy will call it composure. Heinemann.
Oh.
And the scrappy end to the first half probably sums it up in a lot of ways. The Navy have made it a fight, but they do go in a goal down, and once again, it's Lucy Farrow getting a goal. It's a big second half on the way in the opening match of the Inter-Services Championship. So far, so good for the champions.
Yeah, I don't think the Navy will be disappointed at all with their performance so far.
I think they'll be happy. Obviously they've conceded that 1 goal, but you can see he's got a game plan where he wants to sit in. I think he'll be happy with that. Yeah, 1-0, they're still in it.
Well, we'll see what happens in that second half, as we say. Half-time content coming your way. We've got a few features on the way. Julian Evans has been busy filming. In fact, we are, if you haven't had enough of her, we're going to have a little bit more of Kempe, as the Army women's team hosted recently the Manchester United Academy, and more from that and others coming up now.
Yes.
Former Sutton United head coach Matt Gray has been sharing his wealth of football knowledge with members of the military. Having guided his previous club to a Wembley final, he was keen to engage with this enthusiastic group of novice Army coaches, providing them with useful tips. The Army Football Association, in partnership with the League Managers Association and the English Football Association, staged the first ever Army Coach Development Conference. The event is designed to boost the game and individuals at grassroots level across the service.
Yeah, it's all about the coaches and them personally as well. So, you know, we talked about inside about developing the person rather than just the player. I know people have got different outcomes in relation to their regiment. It could be that they're coaching at representative level as well, but actually it's about gaining the knowledge and development here at the conference, then take back to their players, start conveying that, and then just basically develop and build the Army and the Army Football Association as much as possible.
It's interesting, isn't it? There's a lot of emphasis on those to play sport, but perhaps in the past we've ignored those who look after those who play the sport, especially when it comes to recruitment and retention, and I imagine that this slots in nicely to that.
Yeah, that's great. So, you know, the Army FA, a lot of people just think that we deal with kind of football matches, you know, like player participation and things like that, and growing those pathways. But actually, just as important are the volunteers and the coaches that dedicate their time and give it up for the game. And actually, that's what we want to do here, is to develop them as people and give them the tools to be able to do that as well. So slowly but surely, we want to try and grow, develop and benefit the coaching community within the Army.
Gray, whose career has included spells as assistant manager at Eastleigh, Aldershot Town and Crawley Town, was only too delighted to be involved in the initiative.
So pleased to be invited, and we were just talking to Graham Brooklyn there, the links between the LMA, the League Managers Association, and the Army is extremely strong, and they help each other out in both ways. And I've attended a couple of the Army events at Sandhurst, but I've also, last season I came and did a coaching session for the under-23s, and I know some other managers and coaches have been down and doing some other sessions as well.
As students, what are the Army like when they're listening to the knowledge that you have to share?
Well, as you expect, they're brilliant. They're a great group to work with. I've really enjoyed the hour and a half session that I've just done there. It's very receptive and taking the information on board on what I'm trying to help them with, and all the different teams that they coach and coach and manage. And we're just going to go in and have some lunch now before we're doing a Q&A and talk further.
And you said that it goes both ways. You take something from your involvement when you've been working with the military as well.
Without a doubt, and as I say, the day I had, I was part of the LMA group that went to Sandhurst on a leadership day, and it was so insightful and such a great tool for us managers and coaches who are leaders, of course in a different field, but to listen to the home of the British Army and talk about their experiences and how they lead in the environment they're in is just a fantastic opportunity for us managers and coaches.
Although the Army led this event, it's hoped future coach development conferences will be enjoyed by all three services.
Yeah, definitely. So with the Royal Navy and the RAF FAs, we're actually, all three of us in terms of the football development officers are quite new to the role anyway. So moving forward, especially over this next 4-year strategy, as much as possible we want to come together, start planning and delivering stuff all together as well. Whilst we have the inter-services, it obviously gets very competitive, the rivalry. Actually, things like coach education, we can come together. So we've got a UEFA course that will be delivered in April through to June, so that's with the RAF as well. And also we want to invite the Navy to those kinds of things. So moving forward, this conference could become a tri-services event.
Those taking part in this inaugural session were full of praise and will look to impart their newfound footballing knowledge with coaches and players back at unit.
Absolutely, yeah. I can take this away and utilise it back at units and help develop players as well in grassroots, which is fantastic.
And for those budding coaches that are in the Army, and I know there are plenty, you would urge them to get involved in a session like this again?
100%, yeah. This is the first one that they've done, and you know, there's not actually a full course. People had to pull out for various reasons, but 100% people need to get on it.
Following the success of this initial coaches conference, plans are already underway for events next season. Julian Evans, BFBS Forces News, Aldershot.
Hello everyone and welcome to a brilliant scene to start off the 2025 Inter-Services Football Championship. As you can see, the match ball is being delivered in special style. This is the Juno helicopter from the #1 Flying Training School at RAF Shawbury, and they are delivering the ball in style for tonight's match between the RAF, the hosts here in Shrewsbury, and the British Army. It's going to be a brilliant night of action. And as I say, we've just seen the ball drop through. The pilots on board are Andy Holly and Rich Allison, and that is Master Aircrewman Dave Diable delivering the ball to the president of the RAF Football Association, Air Vice Marshal Jason Appleton. Aye, spinning and driving. That's a good pass too. And now Henry Jordan. There was an option wide for Bright. He didn't go there. Instead, he's played it through brilliantly. And then a sliding tackle by Shuttleworth will just hold the RAF up for a second, but not for long. And it is Michael Campbell again. I said in Aldershot he loves playing against the Army. He definitely loves playing against the Army. Another goal for Michael Campbell against the men in red. 2 last year and a goal tonight here in Shrewsbury. The RAF have made a pretty perfect start in this opening 10 minutes. And they lead by a goal to 0. Dawson's looked for Campbell there, and the flag has stayed down. Michael Campbell's breached the offside trap. And Campbell goes for goal. It's blocked. Will it fall for Hyatt? It might fall for Joe Spalding. Not on target. The RAF having a few big early chances. They've already got a goal. They might have had a second. Goes up towards Turner, who wins the flick, and maybe a chance. It's just nodded back to him. An important interception, and Bryant with a shot. The Army, well, showing some attacking impetus. That's good. Not quite the finish I think Clay Bryant was looking for. Fagan. Ryan Fagan. Getting a little bit of space, and he's gone wide. Chance for the cross from the right-hand side. Dawson heads it away. Phillips will get another opportunity. This one's more lofted towards Turner, who's got the header. And that is the closest the Army have come, and that was a brilliant opportunity. A good header from Jamie Turner, inches away from an equaliser. Woolley looking for Fagan, and a bit of space for Ryan Fagan. Taking on Phil Bright. And Ryan Fagan will get a shot away. Oh, it's a brilliant goal. I'm not sure if it took a deflection or not, but it absolutely bamboozled Ben Binns. And Ryan Fagan has come up with something for the Army to end the first half. It's 1-1 in Shrewsbury. Thompson then, one arm in the air, lofts the ball towards the back post. It's a chance. It's flicked on, and it's not really led to anything, but Woolley will keep it in and look back into the penalty area, headed away well. The Army has still got an opportunity though with Thompson, and it's flashed over the bar. I just wonder from that first corner, you know, he got there to flick it on, but I wonder if he took it off Craig Stevenson, I think, coming up from the back. Chance for a few of the centre-backs then. Sowerby coming forward, Sam Rawlins coming forward. They're taking it short there. The Army has switched off, and now Bright. Back on for Brodie Gray. It's right across the box. It's a big chance. And there's a late challenge down the keeper, and it's, well, tensions are boiling over a little bit here. There's a late challenging on the goalkeeper, I think. I think he had to go for it, the RAF attacker, and unfortunately, it's just one of those situations where the Army goalkeeper was caught as the victim of it. Just under half an hour to go here, and at 1-1, it is all to play for. This Inter-Services Championship is finally in the balance. I'm sure the Royal Navy, watching on from sunnier climates, will be pretty pleased actually with a 1-1 draw tonight as they come into the tournament next week at Fratton Park. And Bright's going to go for it from there. He's capable from there, but he's always unlikely, I'd imagine. And the ball goes back. Oh, the ball went, I'll say backwards. It was given to Jamie Turner. Big mistake from the experienced RAF defender. Now Turner slides in Creamer, and Creamer will go for goal. And that is inches away from the Army leading. There was a bit of a push there, but the referee didn't see it. Will play on. That's flicked onto Campbell, and Michael Campbell might get away here. It's a big moment for Michael Campbell. Brilliant from Luke Kearney to deny him, and that feels like a huge moment in this game. Great sliding tackle on Phil Bright too, another one too. But the RAF now come forward, and maybe, just maybe, there's something left. Brodie Gray. Just seconds left on the clock. Dawson looks to whip it in, blocked away, and these two will not be separated. Full time at Shrewsbury. The RAF 1, British Army 1. That was tense.
Very much so. The second half, a bit more cagey in the first. Could have gone either way. But yeah, everything to play for in the next 2 games.
Members of Manchester United women's team are used to climbing the ladder of sporting success. But these Red Devils Academy players are taking on the high ropes, jumps and command tasks at ATR Winchester.
Hold hand and lean back.
It was an opportunity to test the young players' leadership skills, to see how they cope under pressure away from the football pitch and gain a glimpse of Army life. The military against the Army women, and the civilian side were more than a match for their military counterparts. Freed from their harnesses, clips and hard hats, the Academy outfit dominated their hosts as they raced into a 4-0 lead. The game was ideal preparation for the Army ahead of their inter-services campaign. A second half change of kit, however, didn't alter their fortunes in front of goal. With the match played in monsoon-like conditions, the Manchester side showed no ill effects from their activities 24 hours earlier to lash home further goals. A successful visit south to the home of the British Army ended in an 8-0 win. Confidence boosted by their work in Winchester and on-field action in Aldershot, the Manchester United Academy were flying high.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot that were really scared of heights, and they all completed it. So they got out of the comfort zones, but also they learnt so much from just listening to some of the people in and around, but also bringing them together as a team, getting out of the comfort zones and all really cheering each other on.
A win-win for the Army. Not only did they get a practice fixture out of this, training match ahead of a big tournament for them, but perhaps a little bit of soft recruitment. Perhaps if some of these players don't go on to play the level of football that they want to, or even if they do, they know there's a career.
And welcome back then to Wesley Park in Havant, where the score at half-time is the Royal Navy 0, RAF 1. A couple of changes during the break, as you can see. Joining the field in the white, running across there in the 15, making her inter-services debut for the Royal Navy. That's Sophie Colborne, who may be a name that people recognise, a UK Armed Forces boxing champion, national boxing champion, has won the Navy Sportswoman of the Year twice, and she now joins the field. And also joining for the RAF for the change as Olivia Smart comes on. Now, I mentioned this to you earlier, Kempi, as a big Leeds fan. There is a connection there. She's played over 300 times for the Leeds team, recently joined the RAF as a reservist, and as you'd expect, they've taken advantage of that talent and got her straight into the team. It's a nice player to bring off the bench, isn't it, at 1-0 up?
Oh, definitely, and obviously being ex-Leeds, she's going to be absolutely amazing, isn't she, up the Leeds. But no, I'm looking forward to seeing what she can do.
Just trying to work out who has gone off, actually. I think it's Erin Wilson who's gone off for the RAF in the midfield, so now it means Kat Beaver is well and truly in that midfield position. Lucy Farrow seems to be playing more of a central position as well. And for the Navy...
Yeah, they've got someone down, the RAF.
Yeah, they do. I think it's Housley Stott who's gone down on that right hand side. In fact, no, it's not, because I can see her. But a couple of changes at the break. Sophie Colborne's sitting in the midfield at the moment, more of a defensive midfielder from Liverpool. Interested to see what she can do on a different sporting competition, different sporting world. And in fact, a Navy player has gone down.
Yeah, that was
a Navy player has gone down this
it was
time.
Megan Herbert from the RAF, but she's back on her feet.
Yeah. I think it might be Nadina Green who's gone down for the Navy. Again, they're all the way across. I mean, using the monitor again would be a smart move, wouldn't it? That is in fact Ellie Naylor, I believe, who's gone down injured. Jade Barrow is going to cause mayhem in the YouTube chat with a comment saying, do the RAF do any work or just play sports and stay in nice hotels?
I know, I think we should block her from commenting.
Sandra Hayes says, looking forward to the second half. Well done, the RAF ladies, mum, dad and family cheering on Abby Hayes. Abby Hayes, who's based up in RAF Lossiemouth, playing civilian football for Inverness Caledonian Thistle, alongside the goalkeeper on the bench for the RAF at the moment, Jen Horrocks, who also plays for the Scottish team too. Hopefully Naylor is okay to get underway. In fact, I actually think it was Nadina Green who's come off for the Navy at half-time, by the way. Katie Shorter has moved into more of an advanced midfield position.
Yeah, she's got a good strike on her, Katie Shorter, so that doesn't surprise me.
Here's Abby Hayes. Gets it back from Beaver. Hayes again. Misplaced the pass a little. Okay, it's gone forward. Now Farrow, who's playing in that striker role now, slips it through. Chance maybe on the right-hand side for the RAF with Neve Howie is up there. Yeah. I'm trying to work out these RAF changes now. They've changed it up. It's very much a different formation to that first half at the moment. Or at least they've swapped the players around in certain positions. Seems to be more of a central role for Farrow, and Georgia Carr playing in the 10 role.
Yeah, I think it's more people as opposed to formation, but if you actually look at the Navy, it looks like they've gone to about 4.
Chance then with the cross. Nearly fell for Shorter behind, but it's headed away well by the number 15 from the RAF, Neve Howie.
Yeah, so looking at the Navy, it looks like they've maybe gone to about 4. I think that's probably due to the fact that front three is quite a dangerous front three.
So Olivia Smart's come on and gone immediately onto the right wing. As far as I'm aware, she was more of a right back with Leeds, but obviously with the experience she's got, I'm sure she can play in the forward position too, and that's probably why they've switched it up a little bit with Georgia Carr into more of a 10 role and Farrow going up front. Good options to have, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Here's Wilson.
Just watch Wilson's pace now.
Looking for a ball in, and Farrow's got space, and the touch wasn't really what she wanted, but she's still got it, Lucy Farrow, and that's dragged wide.
Yeah, great ball in by Pip Wilson. That connection they have between Farrow and Wilson is dangerous, isn't it?
So the RAF then, as you say, gone to that 4 at the back, and it means that Rosie McDonald is pushed further up as well. I think that's something they're going to need in the second half if they're going to find a way back into this one.
Yeah, well, she's their danger player. She's their outlet that they're trying to hit all the time.
Hindman now, and now Colborne getting the first real touch in inter-services football. It's Smart who comes away with it.
Oh, lovely ball.
Now Farrow. The RAF looking for a second here. Farrow just stops for a second, and it will be a throw-in off the boots of Emily Wise. If we thought we'd see a Navy reaction immediately at the start of the second half, I wouldn't say we've seen it. a little bit quiet. That will fall to the Navy goalkeeper once again, and Eilish Brogan getting an opportunity to clear the Navy up the field. And it's looking for Hindman. Colborne, sorry, getting in there. And actually, Pip Wilson, just for a second, it might have bounced towards her, but it will go into the Navy goalkeeper's hands again. And what do the Navy do here to raise this? Because they know it's a tall task, I understand that, but they will be desperate to get something from this game. To do that, they're going to have to raise some sort of attacking performance here, aren't they?
Yeah, agreed. I think they've also just got to try keeping it as well, you know. It's almost at that tipping point where if the RAF get one more here, they're possibly looking at game over, but it's opportunities like this.
What could they do here? That's a smart touch, but Niamh Howie's done well at first, but the clearance is straight into Bavister, and Nat Bavister will look into the penalty area off the chest of Abby Hayes. And it will be Herbert who can come away with it for the RAF. Now, Beaver into Wilson. Wilson looking to spin, but Katie
tackle.
Shorter says absolutely not. The play.
Shorter again, just picking up the loose balls.
It's all a little scrappy at the moment. Neither side really taking care of the ball. Beaver will do that though. And now Herbert. Strong challenge in there from Kate Bowden. Jade Mountain says, come on the Navy. Glenn Long's little team at home are cheering you on. Always good to see family and friends of the personnel involved watching along. Here's Abby Hayes now. Into Wilson. Wilson looking for Carr and finding Georgia Carr. And can Farrow get onto that? She can. This is a big chance for the RAF. And it's dropped wide from Lucy Farrow. I think everybody in this stadium expected the ball to hit the back of the net there.
Yeah, definitely. I thought that was going in, to be honest, Kyle. But again, just, you know, how good is Farrow? She can just make something out of nothing. And, you know, she's so dangerous. And the Navy just really need to stop her getting any of those opportunities. They need to keep it tight at the back. And just, you know, those loose passes are just so dangerous.
Heart in the mouth moment for the Navy, but they've survived for the moment.
She's so lively up top. Just
Bavister's asked a lot there, and Georgia Carr's onto it. Bit of a snapshot on the left foot, not a favoured foot, but
yeah, great pressure by the RAF at the minute.
even Bavister could make those mistakes. Well, it's just a moment. I think we should give an update on the injured Hannah Hale in the first half. We do understand it is a knee injury, which I believe she has had some issues in the past with her knee, I believe. But she'll be going for a scan in the morning. We do wish her all the best, and hopefully we see her out on the pitch sooner rather than later. Colborne looking for a flick there. Charge down, and Brogan had to be quick, and well,
I think she's got injured in the process there, isn't she?
yeah, I think she stumbled on the ball and dropped it a little bit.
She's all right. She's back up.
Olivia Smart, who was causing a problem off the bench for the RAF, has already shown that she's got certainly the ability. Flicked on, and Hindman will chase. Jenkins will leave it for Jamie Lee Bamford, and it's those sort of situations that I think Shauna Jenkins really shows her class, because some defenders in that situation will be a little panicky, a little bit, oh, what do I do? She was so calm and composed.
I don't think I've ever seen Shauna Jenkins, you know, flap about anything. She is just always calm, and I think that's the testament to the standard of football that she plays.
That will be a Navy throw. Jenkins certainly a boost to have back for the RAF.
Oh, that's looking for a free kick. Yeah, that was Beaver just pulling back.
Yeah,
Shorter.
That's experience right there, isn't it?
It will be a booking as well.
You could see she was on there.
Yeah, pretty much a cut dry booking, really, isn't it?
But this is a good opportunity for the Navy. You know, you can see instantly with Katie Shorter, there's some height in there, and I believe they'll be quite dangerous on this set piece. You know, you're looking at Bav. She's got some good delivery. Hopefully, she'll deliver that ball in.
Well, certainly, as you say, Nat Bannister, been a set piece taker for the Navy, for the UK Armed Forces over the years as well. So it's going to be Bannister and Sophie Perrin over the ball for the Royal Navy. As you say, Katie Shorter is probably the target here, isn't she, up from the back? If my memory serves me right, she scored in Aldershot a couple of years ago in this inter-services campaign from a similar sort of situation to this. Set pieces, it won't actually be Bannister taken, it will be Sophie Perrin with the right foot. Lofted.
Yeah, good ball.
A little too close to the keeper though.
A little bit too easy.
And as you mentioned, it's opportunities like that the Navy have probably got to take advantage of. Joe on YouTube says, great seeing them play, cheering the girls on from an early morning here in Melbourne, down under. Here's McDonald. It'll be a Navy throw. The RAF a little bit flustered at that. Shorter looking to flick on. It will be another Navy throw, and just a little bit of pressure actually from the home side.
Yeah, it's good. I think getting Katie Shorter up further up the pitch, I think it just interrupts and shakes the RF up a little bit.
And that's Heidemann now. It's well done by the RAF substitute there, Olivia Smart, and a free kick goes away.
Yeah, she's done really well since she's come on, Olivia Smart.
Just like that, the pressure has disappeared. But yeah, as we mentioned, good substitute to have. Olivia Smart recently played in the FA Cup quarter-finals with Leeds, so certainly a big game player. I'm sure it's a name that we'll see across inter-services football over the next couple of years, maybe even UK Armed Forces football if it's something that can be arranged with her schedule. That's one for Jenkins to deal with. And even that, with a little bit of a miskicked knee back to the goalkeeper.
Just makes it look natural, doesn't she?
It looked like she'd done that thousands of times. More support for Emily Wise from the Royal Navy on YouTube. Good to see. And she's done well, actually, in the back line, and probably been a big part of why the Navy have been able to stay in this game so far. And there may be a chance here for Katie Shorter in behind, and she's pulled it back.
Oh, I thought she was going to have a go herself.
I just wonder if that was the wrong choice, yeah.
Bit too unselfish.
Here's McDonald.
Good little bit of pressure here from the Navy.
Can she get across in Rosie McDonald? She has done, and it's gone behind for a corner. And as you say, the pressure is mounting on the champions' defence.
I was expecting Katie to take the trigger off there.
Yeah, I mean, weaker foot potentially, and maybe she didn't feel confident, but.
And then if she'd missed, we probably would have said, "Oh, I could have put it across the box."
100%.
Oh yes, it's a thankless task.
But another good opportunity for a good bit of delivery. You know who's going to get on the end of it.
It will be Perrin again to whip this in.
Yeah, they've put Jenkins on Shorter.
In swinging, right-footed. Looking towards Katie Shorter, who's got the header on it, actually. It's headed away by Beaver, back to Shorter. He was looking for an option and will drive and try and win something else. And I think she's got another corner there.
It's a goal
kick.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that was a corner.
But it's moments like that, pressure like that, that the Navy need more of in the second half to find a way back into this. Daniel Jackson says, let's go Georgia Carr and Pip Wilson. Hashtag up the Shawbury. Two players who, of course, also play their civilian football on the same team at Shrewsbury Town and have had their own FA Cup hijinks. A chance for Sophie Colborne, by the way. Not the knockout punch she was looking for.
Great opportunity. Oh, just leant back too much and expecting her to just put her laces through that.
Just wonder, first inter-services game, probably not a whole lot of experience with the Royal Navy team.
It's good though, good for the Navy, good pressure.
Certainly had a couple of chances now. Ashley Stott to Beaver, who's stepped into that midfield, as we say. Peak opportunity that at 1-0. But the Navy pressure as well caused that opportunity, didn't it? The Navy pressure was seen over the last few minutes, but the press there to force the RAF into a mistake. And that's smart play though by Carr to get Herbert driving. A bit of a wasted opportunity from Megan Herbert there. She had more space to go into, I think. Abby Hayes was screaming for the ball on the left as well. Didn't get it. Jenkins wins the header, as does Katie Shorter. 1-4. Robbie McFadden to chase down and possibly cause an issue, but Bamford got there and he's okay to continue. So if you are watching on Facebook and on YouTube, please do get involved. We've had a number of comments already tonight from dotted around the world: Australia, Iraq, lots of different places. Please let us know where you're watching, even if it's a little closer to home. Hayes will get there. The RAF, for the first time in the game, look a little bit rattled at the moment.
It's just whether the Navy can take their opportunities they're getting, you know. A good bit of sustained pressure here, but you know how dangerous the RAF are.
It's going to be an RAF substitution. That's what the break was for there. Wasn't sure there was one ready, but here we go, the RAF substitution. And Harriet Wellings returns to inter-services football to take the place of Ashley Housley-Stott, who's played well, the vice-captain. It's a big moment for Harriet Wellings, this. And a serious ACL injury has made her miss more time from the football pitch than she ever would have wanted, but she is back in the RAF blue. And at inter-services level 2. Abby Hayes just taking a few too many yards, and the Army referee Luke Fabry says, let's just take that back. Georgia Carr was looking for Farrow, who thought it was going to go behind her, and the Navy will take advantage to try and build a counter-attack. McDonald's clearance was charged though, charged down, and the RAF go again. The Navy have to be careful here. Emily Wise does enough, if in doubt. So this is part one of a double header of inter-services football down on the south coast this week. We'll be live from Fratton Park tomorrow as the men's championship heads into match week 2. And it's all set up for something dramatic over the next few weeks after that 1-1 draw in Shrewsbury between the RAF and the British Army. The Royal Navy join the fun tomorrow as champions. For the first time in a long time, defending champions. And tomorrow's match will be key, I believe, to what will happen with the title in 2025. This could be key for the RAF, though.
Pitt Wilson's got loads of space.
Pitt Wilson did have a load of space, but they couldn't find her. Neve Howie just bounces away, but she keeps hold of it. Now Abby Hayes, all the way back to Jamie Lee Bamford. Louise Clark is hoping that Nat will score to celebrate her golden cap. John Knighton's watching along.
Oh, hi John.
Good to be watching from Nottingham tonight. If I can add my congratulations to Nat Bavster on a golden cap tonight for the Royal Navy. Chance maybe for Smart, who does get away. Olivia Smart. This is a big chance. Pulled back for Farrow.
Oh. Just behind her, wasn't it?
Just these half moments, isn't it, in the game?
But this is good. You know, the Navy is still in it. It's only 1-0, so you know the RAF will be disappointed they're not taking their opportunities as well.
Well, an RAF corner will look to change that. It'll be Farrow to go over with the left foot in swinging, meaning Georgia Carr and Kat Beaver and Shauna Jenkins will all get some potential airtime. It's actually a right-footed corner. I always forget how Lucy Farrow is very two-footed.
Yeah,
towards Carr on the volley.
Just side-footed it in, didn't she?
A little bit indecisive, wasn't she, there?
Not a lot of power. Quite easy for the keeper to deal with.
Nick Rapp is watching on YouTube saying, come on, the Navy, get a goal in. He's wise. And it will be cleared by Eilish Brogan. Good header by Howie. And Harriet Welling's getting a good first touch there. And Smart went down there. I'm not quite sure what happened. She seems to stumble under her own feet. She's back up on her feet now, a bit gingerly, but maybe the Navy can take advantage of this. Shauna Jenkins stabs it clear.
And she's still down, isn't she? She's not 100%.
Bavister intercepts, but it's from one captain to the other, and the
They're
RAF
shouting to put it out.
keep it. Yeah, the RAF do put it out, and yes, you're right. Olivia Smart is going to have a bit of attention here. It was a bit innocuous, wasn't it? And that's always the worrying ones.
Looks a bit awkward as she went down there.
And as we said, to play with a lot of experience in civilian football, the way she's looking down at her feet, it feels like something. Sometimes the players know, don't they?
Yeah.
But hopefully, bit of an ice pack on it, and she'll be able to get back into the game. The RAF and the Navy will both have another opportunity to get some messages across. And what will the Navy be saying here? Because they've had a few chances in the second half that, yes, they haven't taken one yet, but I suppose there's a lot of positivity so far.
I think they've just got to keep doing what they're doing, you know, just tighten up a little bit at the back potentially. And for me, maybe try to look to get McDonald back on that ball, because she was really impressive in that first half.
They are preparing a change as well. I think number 14, Lydia Hendricks, about to come on. The RAF taking some words of wisdom from Michelle Perkins. As player, as captain, as head coach, has won it all with the RAF. In her final year in the service now.
Yeah, it's been good to see Michelle this year. I've seen her on the road quite a lot, and you know she's been down to our games this year, which is good to see the other services taking this competition so seriously. It's good.
Well, unfinished business is what she said she's got. Perks. After, for her 2020 championship that she feels she will, that the RAF would have won. The Navy might feel differently, admittedly, because that fixture didn't get played, but was kind of ripped away from her. Liv Smart then back up on her feet, looks okay. It's going to be Robbie McFadden who leaves the field, and another forward option comes on for the Navy with Lydia Hendrick. McFadden's certainly been an issue for the RAF defence, but maybe not got the joy she'd have wanted. What can Hendrick do? Olivia Smart then. The RAF haven't made a change as of yet, I believe. Unless I'm counting wrong.
I did think she got the thumbs up as she went along, so I think she'll be back in.
She'll be coming back on. Kira Boylan's watching along on Facebook. Up the Navy, come on girls, let's have this one.
I was waiting for Kira to jump on. Here she is. She'll be missing this fixture.
And here's now Bavister looking to drive it across the box. Cleared by Shauna Jenkins once again. Navy have just under 20 minutes to go to try and find something to stop the RAF from winning in this fixture once again. Georgia Carr looking to bring the RAF forward. Wilson. There was a switch on towards Olivia Smart, and that's going to fall back for Carr. He's brought it down well and slid it in for Farrow, but it's well defended by Emily Wise. Good defending.
And they've got numbers on over here to go.
Yeah, just looking left. Oh, she's got McDonald to her left there.
Colborne couldn't find her, but it will be shorter now. And that's again looking for McDonald. Was that handball by Wellings? It wasn't. Now Beaver, one for Wellings or Cart to chase. The Navy had to be careful, and they were, with Perrin clearing. In fact, it didn't go out. Now Smart. Wellings keeps it in. Into Farrow. Farrow's flicked it on. And now Smart in behind. And
great keeping.
Yeah, brilliant.
Very brave.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Eilish Brogan's been called upon in those situations a number of times tonight. She's stood up to most of the tests.
She's been really good tonight.
It's great to see both keepers doing really well. You know, even picking balls out the air and also playing with the feet. It's good. Really good work from Katie Shorter there, just to hold her off.
I think she's been absolutely brilliant tonight, Kate Shorter.
That was looking for Farrow, and there was actually a switch on to Wilson that they didn't take there, the RAF. Here's Beaver to Jenkins. Abby Hayes with an arm up in the air, gets
Loads
the ball.
of space on the left-hand side.
And Pitt Wilson gets to the touchline, but Bavister will intercept.
That needed to be better. There's no pressure, really.
Just rushed it a little bit, Abby Hayes there. Pitt Wilson stands hands on hips at the moment. Looks a bit of a frustrated figure. You wouldn't think they're winning 1-0 looking at Pitt Wilson.
I think they know that the Navy is still well in this game. They probably expected it to be, put to bed by now.
Abby Hayes then gets another opportunity after taking a little bit too much of a liberty with the yards. Beaver wins the
Strong
challenge.
challenge by Beaver.
I think Beaver might have got her arm in on Kate Bowden there, though, completely accidentally. Hopefully Bowden will be okay. Cat Beaver just having a word with Megan Herbert as well. Bowden's fine, she'll get on.
I think she took one to the face there, didn't she?
Abby Hayes with the throw then. Georgia Carr looking to win the flick, and she did, and it will just go out of play. Navy throw. More support for the Royal Navy on YouTube. I can see an RAF hockey hat in the crowd above us, or just walking down below us. So some of Georgia Carr's teammates are here to support her. Now a chance for the Navy substitute, number 14, Lydia Hendrick, to come forward. She has won a throw. And on a night where the normal number 9, probably Jade Barrow, is unavailable, chance maybe for someone like Lydia Hendrick to make a name for herself.
Yeah, good. It's definitely big boots to fill. The number 9 that started off had some good chances. But hopefully we'll see Jade next week, and we'll have a good opportunity to play against her.
He says with gritted teeth.
Yeah, you don't mean that, Craig.
I absolutely mean that. No, definitely not. I know Jade from old, and she's a great player, great person.
It'll be an RAF throw then, deep in their own half. Bavister into Shorter. Brings in Bowden. A bit of space for Kate Bowden. I'm not sure she knew what to do with it, though. She wins the tackle, though, and Bavister gets it back. The Navy needs to try and put a move together here. It's up for Hendrick to try and win a header. It'll bounce around. And it's a shot from Colborne.
Oh, great shot.
This time on target and forces a save from the RAF goalkeeper, Jamie Lee Bamford.
Yeah, great little hit. She hasn't had too much to do, the keeper, but, when she's called upon, great save.
Just an example of why not in those situations. Always worth an effort. As you say, goalkeeper did well, though. Harriet Wellings now for the RAF under challenge from McDonnell. Gets it back to Lucy Farrow. Georgia Carr's flick back to Smart. This is better from the RAF. Into Carr again. Couldn't get it on to Pip Wilson. And Olivia Smart has gone down again, by the way, on the right-hand side for the RAF. She's back up on her feet now, though. And the Navy will keep playing. Hendrick now running the channel. Taking on Howe. Another foul. Another free kick even. Another throw-in. It's been
Get it out.
I know.
Yeah, she's done well to get something out of that there.
Yeah, there's a big shout of no foul, which I think got in my head there. And certainly there wasn't a foul. She did win the throw. And Olivia Smart might receive a little bit more treatment here.
She's struggling a bit, isn't she?
Not been a good night for the RAF regarding knocks and injuries. And they've already made a few changes, so you do wonder what the move will be here. If Olivia Smart has to come off, which I'm sure she will not want to. Sam Tanner says, safe hands, Jamie Lee. Come on, the RAF. More support for Emily Wise. Joe Chandler says, both teams are winners in my opinion. Sorry to say, Joe, that's not how this is going to work. But we appreciate the support. At the moment, if it stays like this, it'll be the RAF who leave Havant with the victory and a strong start to their potential title retention. But what can the Navy do to change that? Colborne with a sliding challenge. She's taken to the game well, hasn't she, Sophie Colborne, off the bench?
Yeah, what's nice is she's almost free Katie shot up to go play that a little bit higher.
And there is Katie Shorter.
Yeah, she's absolutely everywhere. What a player.
Yeah. She's made such a difference, hasn't she? Like, you can see what a miss she would have been for the Navy last year.
Yeah, she actually played in our development game last year when we got our first game going, which was good to see her back, to be fair.
That'll be a Navy throw. Just over 10 minutes to go here in Havant. Navy 0, RAF 1. Work to do for the Navy if they're to get anything from this. But the RAF are far from comfortable at the moment. Now McDonald.
Bavister just sprinting down the right-hand side.
He sense the opportunity when McDonald gets the ball. It's a low ball in, cleared by Jenkins. And once again, cleared by Shauna Jenkins. As Olivia Smart just stops the treatment to get the ball. And the Navy are going to be making a change, I think. I think it might be May 1 looking at coming on, and maybe Olivia Truhella. If she does, we will. Got a nice stat on Olivia Truhella, which we'll bring in. More support for Emily Wise, a Dunfermline Women's FC legend playing apparently for the Navy. Certainly a lot of experience in civilian football across this pitch, and it is going to be Abby Hindman who comes off for the Royal Navy, and
Is that Kate Bowden as well?
it might be, yes,
Yeah.
Kate Bowden. And the changes then, number 16 May 1 comes on, and number 17 Olivia Truhella, who is the current UK Armed Forces golf captain. So we mentioned Sophie Colborne, the boxer. We've got a golfer on the field too. Multi-sports. We also have the UK Armed Forces hockey captain playing for the RAF up front, Georgia Carr. So it's good to see them spreading across the sports as well. It's Carr in there with a challenge. Good header by Beaver. Now the Navy captain, that Bavister.
Oh.
Hayes couldn't cut it out. Now Truhella off the bench looking to cause the problem.
Yeah, a little push in the back.
Not afraid to get stuck in though. It will be a, I think, free kick, but he might have even given a goal kick.
I don't think he called a free kick first for the push, but yeah.
Free kick in a position where Jamie Lee Bamford's got to get it right. Obviously so far away from her goal. Sometimes defenders take these sort of ones, but it will be the RAF keeper looking to get the ball forward. And it's Shorter who could have got there, but Carr flicks it on. And is this a chance now for the RAF? Has to be careful there, Naylor, and she was careful enough.
She did well.
She had Olivia Smart right down her neck, but
she's done well there.
Great touch.
Yeah, really good touch. The ball in the middle towards Maywan, couldn't get there. Yeah, great touch from Lydia Hendrick in there.
Better from the RAF there.
Yeah.
That's Carr looking to cause a problem. Bavister gets there before Wilson. Bounces off Smart's face. She's certainly in the wars. Katie Shorter does well.
Lovely from Shorter.
Now Sophie Colborne.
McDonald
Composure on the ball is probably not her strength at the moment.
Yeah, they could have just looked left.
Here's Georgia Carr showing some composure on the ball. Into Farrow. Certainly see that she's still a danger even at this point in the game.
She was in there. She just nailed that touch.
Now the RAF come forward with Wellings. Harriet Wellings looking for Pip Wilson and just overhit. A game of real fine margins as we head into the final 7 minutes here. Megan Herbert mopping up as she's done all night, really. Beaver to Jenkins, who will, even at 1-0 up late in the game, will drive forward. The Navy will clean it up. Not quite, not so clean from Bavister and Shorter. Wilson, Colborne had to get there, and well, let's say she did enough, shall we?
A little bit lucky there. Again, the RAF are just coming at them again.
That could have gone anywhere.
I think the Navy just need to take a second, just breathe.
Rich says on YouTube, pointing out to us that Katie Shorter, by the way, is also a star player on the Navy basketball team. So definitely multi-sports. With the height, that's not actually that much of a surprise, is it?
Yeah, you could definitely see her on the basketball court there, definitely.
The kick to Bavister, he looks to flick it on. Wonder if tired legs are starting to creep in for the Royal Navy.
She's worked hard. She's been up and down non-stop today.
She's a testament to Navy, to be fair. You know, doing that wing-back roll up and down there, it's hard work. But I think the RAF are looking to just grind it out a bit here now.
Here's Carr setting it for Wilson. Into Farrow. This front three now starting to combine again. Hayes has got time. Let's try and pick a pass. Try and force it a little bit with Carr there, but it will come for Wilson. And now Pip Wilson.
Great tackle.
Brilliant from Bavister again. Now Beaver asking a lot of Harriet Wellings, who will force the Navy to do something with it. And it's brilliant from Harriet Wellings, that. Now Smart. It's a shot across the box and won't cause much of an issue. The RAF then preparing a change, and it's going to be Eden Marsh coming on, number 12.
Yeah, Eden Marsh, good little player. Recently got her first cap for UCAF. UK Armed Forces. You'll notice about Eden, she just does not stop running. She will chase people down. You know, she's a great little player.
Yeah, what she loses in size, she makes up for in energy, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
So, Navy 0, RAF 1. The Navy has still got a moment. In fact, it's going to be Olivia Smart to come off here.
Yeah,
so,
I wonder if that's maybe some sort of injury she was carrying from earlier, potentially.
Yeah. Substitute being substituted.
That should be gutted. But you could see it instantly when that first 2 or 3 minutes, there's definitely a quality player there.
Yeah.
And yeah, Eden Marsh goes on into that right wing position. A player I saw score a pretty well taken finish against Walsall in the early part of this season. Here's Wilson. Pip Wilson drives. It's an important defensive touch by Sophie Perrin. Now Kat Beaver from some range chips it forward. Important header by Wise. And Katie Shorter clearance is only far as Megan Herbert.
I don't know if that was going in, but still, She had to make sure.
Certainly forced Arlies Brogan into a save, and actually Brogan's just gone down off the ball there. Looks to be stretching out her back, I think. RAF corner then. Into the final few minutes. A goal here will cap off a good night for the champions. It's Abby Hayes to whip it in. Flicked on by Wilson. Navy clear through Shorter. Now Marsh gets a first introduction into the game. Gets it back from Jenkins, or nearly did, and now Beaver. Shorter has to get there.
Yeah, not the best clearance.
Invites Cat Beaver back into the game, but she'll use all her experience there to run down the clock, let it go for a throw. As we saw last week with the men's game, inter-services football, it's tense. This is certainly tense again here. The RAF, as you mentioned earlier, Ken, people probably felt like they should have put this game to bed by now, but the Navy are still in this.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, a few minutes left, anything can happen. They're still creating the odd chance, but I know the RAF would, you know, I think expected to put a few more goals past the Navy tonight, and that's testament to the Navy how hard they've worked.
Bavister looking to get the Navy forward then. The RAF working hard in defence there. That's Pip Wilson back there. Looking for Carr or maybe Farrow. In fact, Lucy Farrow's onto it really well. And Eden Marsh has made a smart run. And Eden Marsh.
Great play.
I'm not sure Sophie Colborne's not the tallest of players either. Beaver wide for Wilson, who I will say has been uncharacteristically a little quiet tonight. It's into Carr though, that's a good ball. Georgia Carr bringing it down and turning and setting it for no one, I'm afraid. It was good centre forward play if she'd have realised no one was there to pick it up. Beaver into Carr. Keeps going, Georgia Carr. Now Wilson again. Looks to play a 1-2 with Carr. Shorter trying to get there, but Pip Wilson will, and the left-footed shot is blocked and will go for a corner. Louise Clark is saying, talking of multi-talented sports women, it's hard to believe that Nat Bavister was the Royal Navy Tiddlywink champion in 2005. That is certainly a comment.
And I believe it.
With
all
love
of
from
that.
Lou, Han, Clark, Canning Bats. Right, Royal Navy then. Sorry, RAF then with the corner. Abby Hayes. Lofted towards the back post. Beavers underneath it, flicked on by Jenkins, easy for Irish Brogan, and the Navy showing a bit of intensity. Not quite sure what Wilson was trying to achieve there. 6 minutes of added time, by the way, so there is a little bit of time, and that's going to be a free kick won by Lydia Hendrick.
Opportunity for the Navy now. What can they bring to the table?
If you are thinking of turning off, thinking this is done, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
Bit of late drama here. How good would a goal be right now?
I think there's another 6 minutes added on, so we shall see. Good bit of delivery here.
Yeah.
Perrin then to get this ball into the penalty area. Shorter's climbing. It's maybe a chance there. It's important clearance from the goalkeeper. Hendrick looking to keep it alive. I think the Navy have a player down.
Yeah, she's trying to get on her feet.
It's Rosie McDonald getting back on her feet. Perrin's in there. McDonald will be offside if she gets near it. That was a push in the back, I think, from my one, but the RAF don't care because they can bring it forward now. Sophie Colborne's not letting it come any more forward.
Cracking tackle.
Certainly see that's her game, isn't it? Pip Wilson just taking a note, I think, from the RAF bench.
Amber Marsh sneaking out there.
And if you can't see the state of the game there, that's Harriet Welling's time wasting for the RAF. Which is, arguably a credit to Glenn Long and his team of what they've managed to force in this second half.
I think he'd be really happy with what the girls have done.
I agree.
You know, result aside, I mean, the performance to keep the RF at bay has been really good.
Eilish Brogan's kick then. Hayes knees it forward. We heard the slap there.
Good battles there of them two. Really good to see.
Just giving a little shove there,
good.
friendly
Nice.
shove to Nat Bavister.
Yeah, Babs has seen it all before, I bet. Yeah, Navy ball.
I think Pip Wilson's getting a little bit frustrated.
Yeah, you can see the frustration on the face. Wonder if that was the note given to her from the RAF bench just to keep it cool.
Yeah, calm down.
Wilson wins that header. And Beaver's there first. And it's just getting a little bit spicy.
Let's calm it, girls. Let's calm it.
Katie Shorter got a yellow card for the challenge, and that was 3 of the newbies to Royal Navy football, I will say there. Number 17, Olivia Truhella, my one, and Lydia Hendrick, all off the bench. Not afraid to step up to the RAF captain there. Passion of inter-services football there. Fully on show. Referee's just having a chat with Cat Beaver over it. Cat Beaver had to be very careful there, actually, not to get suckered into
yeah, she's already on a yellow, isn't she?
Not to get suckered into a situation which will mean she will be suspended for the final game. That's the experience on show. Jamie Lee Bamford there just sending a message on about getting it into the corner.
She'll be in no rush to take this.
Jenkins fires it forward then. Good header by Emily Wise once again. Beaver getting involved in there.
Another player down for the
Megan
RAF.
Herbert's gone down. I think it might be a head injury, actually. Don't think the referee has clocked it yet. It will go out for a throw anyway. Pip Wilson says, on we come for more treatment.
I think he's been good, the ref, tonight, just to point out.
It's been a difficult game for
Yeah.
him, isn't it? Lots of stop-starts. Lots of tasty challenges. It
Yeah.
could have easily boiled over more than just that one
He's
occasion
handled
there.
it well.
This will cause a little bit more of a stoppage in the game. But for the RAF, a chance just to slow it down again. Megan Herbert getting, sitting back up. You can see a lot of the RAF men's team just walking ahead, down ahead of me. They'll be in action tomorrow at Fratton Park.
I don't really want to talk about Portsmouth. They beat Leeds, didn't they, the other day? So.
Well, I mean, I wasn't going to bring it up, but Megan Herbert's back to her feet, so she will trudge off the pitch. And the RAF for at least 30 seconds, I believe, will be down to 10 players. The Navy get back underway. In fact, no, Megan Herbert straight back on. And that's Katie Shorter there, who's gone up front now to try and force something.
I think they've just got to go for it now, haven't they, the Navy?
Nothing to lose at this point.
A few minutes left. What have they got?
Bavister now to Shorter. Back to Bavister. Hayes clears. Perry needs to try and get this back into a danger area. And that's hacked clear by Herbert. Missed a header though by Naylor, and now Eden Marsh thinks tried to slide it through to Farrow. It was intercepted though. And this game of fine margins continues to just teeter in the balance. The RAF taking every second they can. Georgia Carr holds off her marker and brings the ball down. Back to Megan Herbert, who's just really well.
Really
Sorry,
well
Harriet Wellins did really well there.
But that's running into the corner there.
Neda Marsh was fouled. A little bit of frustration that.
I think that'll probably be it.
Can't be far away now. I'm just thinking Wellings was down for a little while, so I wonder if there might have been maybe a 30 seconds added on to the already added on 6 minutes. But the RAF are close to step one of their plan in 2025. They'd have wanted to come to Havant and walk away with the victory, setting themselves up for a potentially title winning day against the Army in Lincoln. All eyes on the referee as he takes a look at his watch, puts his whistle to his lips. But we are going to get this throw. Marsh winning a header. And are the Navy going to force one more opportunity? Not if Pip Wilson has anything to do with it. And
Good
forces
play.
Hayes down to the corner. And Herbert as well, the two of them managed to get the ball out of play. It'll be a Navy throw. Can they force one last opportunity? Not with that sort of throw. It was a foul by Wilson as well off the ball there. That was, again, frustration starting to peek in a little.
Yeah, he's doing well to keep a lid on this, to be fair to him.
Tensions are certainly high. This is how much it means to these players.
And the Navy can take some real confidence from this game tonight, definitely.
Yes, free kick.
Perrin then with a chance maybe
There we
to
go.
load the box if she can get it that far. For the Navy, this is it really. Perrin looks towards Shorter, who gets that all wrong. And Farrow looking for an RAF option. We'll go back to Abby Hayes. The clearance is missed, kicked, but it doesn't matter. Celebration for the champions. Step one done. The Navy have made them work for it. They have played very well in that second half, the Royal Navy, and really made it tense, way tenser than the RAF would have expected. But at the end of the day, job done.
Exactly that, Kyle. You know, I'm really pleased for how the Navy played. They'll be absolutely, you know, obviously gutted with their performance that they didn't get something from the game. But yeah, fair play to them. You know, well done to the RAF. Congratulations. You know, another win under their belt, but all to play for next week.
Yeah, I think Glen will be really happy tonight. You know, I think there's a lot of confidence they can take away from that. And you know, you look at the RAF, they're an absolute winning machine, grinding out that result. So congratulations to the RAF.
Well, positives to take then for the hosts, but it is the RAF who walk away with 3 well-deserved points in the end. It means that the championship, well, it may have had a predictable first step. I think a lot of people thought the RAF might win tonight, but it does mean that yourself in the Army and maybe the Navy next week have got a fight on your hands.
Let's hope for an Army win.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We're day 2 into our camps now, and all the girls are here tonight, and they're definitely good one to get eyes on the actual game itself. And also we've got 13 debutants coming into next week, so it's their first taste of inter-services football.
Well, if that's not a preview of what's to come next week and why you need to be watching along on Tuesday afternoon live from the SB Stadium in Sandhurst on the BFBS Full News YouTube channel, I don't know what else is. Also, to finally end the night, good to see Hannah Hale smiling, getting hugs from people. Yes, not necessarily moving that well, but smiling. Good to see. Thank you very much, both of you, for joining me, Craig and Kempe.
Pleasure, Kyle. Pleasure.
We will, I'm sure, be catching up very soon. And yeah, if you want to see the trophy lift and more from both teams, we will be posting it on our website, forcesnews.com. And yeah, that's all we've got from Havant. We will be back tomorrow from Fratton Park for the men's fixture. Don't miss Inter-Services football.
Towards the near post, he's headed on, and he to the back of the net. That's a great save around the goalkeeper. Ball comes in, it is a leveller. And it's a goal! 2-1 Navy! It's a goal, John!
This is about honing skills in this environment, but it's also about trying out new tactics.
This is Vahana, one of 35 now in operation right across the Royal Navy.
This is about international integration. It's about relationship building and understanding how our more diverse platforms can operate together.